making headlines tonight. The Prime Minister urges world leaders to make draft vaccination targets real and facilitate vaccine production around the globe. Stunning footage from the Canary Islands shows the full extent of lava flows on La Palma. And two boxers completely lose it at a promotional media event 6 weeks before their title bout in Las Vegas. This is the Daily Roundup on the EAC News Channel. A very good evening to you. I'm Andrew Barnes-Roberts. Prime Minister Hun Sen has urged countries around the world to turn draft vaccination targets into real action and enable the production of vaccines around the world. His written remarks were submitted to Wednesday night's global COVID-19 summit, hosted by US President Joe Biden on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly in New York. In his remarks, the Prime Minister told world leaders that no one country can stop the pandemic alone, and stopping it would require a sincere, responsible, and humanitarian manner without any hidden political agenda. The Prime Minister has committed Cambodia to the draft targets, which include vaccinating 70% of the world's population by next year. He says the kingdom is of the view that all countries must work together to realize this goal. To do so, he says, vaccines should be recognized as a public good and be made more affordable so that all countries have access to them. He called on governments around the world to enable the production of vaccines in more countries through financing and providing incentives for investment. The Prime Minister also appealed to wealthier nations not to hoard vaccine doses. As host of the summit, the United States has promised to buy 500 million more doses of vaccine to donate to other countries. President Joe Biden is under increasing pressure to share its supply with the rest of the world. He told the summit that this is an all-hands-on-deck crisis, pointing out that the pandemic has already claimed almost 5 million lives. The additional vaccines donated by the US will start being shipped in January. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres also addressed the summit. He says global health security has failed and has urged wealthier countries to do more and fast. He made the point that more than 5.7 billion vaccine doses have been administered globally, but 73% of those have found their way to only 10 countries. High-income countries have administered 61 times more doses per person than low-income countries. Just 3% of Africans have been vaccinated. He says the world's vaccine production must be doubled and that 70% of the world's population must be vaccinated in the first half of next year.
បន្ទាប់ពីការចូលបិណ្ឌមួយចូលបិណ្ឌពីរនេះយើងបានឃើញថាវត្តមួយចំនួនបានផ្ទុះឡើងនៅ COVID-19 រួចជាស្រេចទៅហើយ
Prime Minister Hun Sen has asked the religious sector to consider cancelling Pichumben or limit the gathering of people in pagodas in a voice message on Thursday afternoon. This was following the discovery of COVID-19 patients in several pagodas across the country. Two of the pagodas that was hit by COVID-19 are Phnom Penh's Nek 1, located in Tolkorp district, with 3 people tested positive, and Ben 1 at Wat Champok Aik in Chbar Ampo district, with 45 cases discovered. The Prime Minister has asked the Ministry of Cults and Religions to hold a meeting with the monk leaders and the Ministry of Health to consider the cancellation of Pichumben or else limit the people gathering in pagodas.
ស្ថានភាពនេះបានបង្កើតជាការកង្វល់ដ៏ធំរបស់ខ្ញុំបកករណាខ្ញុំក្នុងនាមជាប្រមុខនៃរាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលហើយកំពុងដឹកនាំការប្រយុទ្ធប្រឆាំងនឹង COVID-19 ប្រសិនបើមានការចម្លងបែបនេះវាច្បាស់ណាស់ថាបញ្ហា COVID នឹងកើតឡើងបើសិនជាត្រឹមតែ20 ឬ 50% នៃវត្តទូទាំងប្រទេសយើងនឹងមានកន្លែងឆ្លងរហូតដល់ជាង 2000 វត្តហើយការឆ្លងនោះវានឹងរាលដាលធ្ងន់ធ្ងរចូលទៅតាមសហគមន៍គ្មានទីចន្លោះនោះទេនេះបញ្ហានេះខ្ញុំបកករណាខ្ញុំសូមសម្ដេចព្រះសង្ឃរាជទាំងពីរគណៈ សម្ដេចព្រះសង្ឃនាយកសូមព្រះមេត្តាពិចារណាតើគួរគប្បីធ្វើយ៉ាងណានៅក្នុងកលៈទេសៈដ៏លំបាកនេះ
In response to Prime Minister Hun Sen, the Municipal of Cults and Religions immediately released a statement announcing to ban gathering of people in Phnom Penh pagodas during Pichumben. It says that the preventative measures against COVID-19, such as the 3 dos and 3 don'ts, must be strictly implemented during this Khmer religious festival.
Government says 3 million doses of Sinovac it has bought from China will be delivered on Friday. Another 3 million doses it has purchased are expected at Phnom Penh International on Monday. The doses will be used to complete the initial vaccinations of both adults and children, as well as for the country's booster shot campaign. EAC news reporter Yuri Matosko has the story.
The kingdom expects a total of 9 million doses to have arrived in the next few weeks. 3 million doses are arriving on Friday morning, with a further 3 million on Monday. Another 3 million doses donated by China are expected to be delivered before the end of October. Cambodia has put at least 1 dose of vaccine into the arms of almost 100% of its adult population and 90% of its teenage population. Almost 75% of the country's total population is full vaccinated. The Ministry of Health says the 9 million new doses will help speed up the vaccination of children aged 6 to 11, with their second doses scheduled to start next month. The booster shot campaign for the general population will start on the 11th of October in Phnom Penh. Government announced this week that Sinovac will be used for the 3rd dose for those who were initially vaccinated 4 to 6 months ago. Yuri Matosko, EAC News.
Cambodia's healthcare workers are getting busier by the day. Daily cases are still outpacing recoveries and have been doing so for over 4 weeks. It means the kingdom's number of active cases has more than doubled since the end of August. 5,302 patients are currently receiving treatment. The Ministry of Health confirmed 638 new COVID-19 cases on Thursday. This is against 479 recoveries. 22 more Cambodians died of COVID-19 overnight. The new numbers take the kingdom's total number of cases to 106,619. The death toll has reached 2,176. The number of patients treated successfully has climbed to 99,134. High-risk businesses and those selling alcohol in the capital have little choice but to hang on for another 14 days. The Phnom Penh Capital Administration announced on Wednesday afternoon that its administrative measures were being extended through Thursday, the 7th of October. By the time that day rolls around, it will have been 8 weeks since alcohol could be served or gatherings of more than 15 people could be held in Phnom Penh. EAC news reporter Yuri Matosko went along to the capital's Basak Lane, once teeming with partying expats and tourists.
This week, the Minister of Tourism told local airlines and hotels to get ready for a reopening soon for fully vaccinated tourists. It was a ray of hope for establishments around the kingdom, especially in Phnom Penh. But hope turned to disappointment on Wednesday when the capital's alcohol and gathering bans were extended for 2 more weeks. The famous street of Basak Lane, owns a bustling area full of locals and foreigners partying and drinking, is now eerily quiet, with most bars and restaurants temporarily closed. We asked some business owners how they are dealing with the latest extension.
Actually, my business is doing a bit better than in general businesses, but still, of course, we are kind of suffering because we don't sell any alcohol. So our takings are a bit less than before. And people, of course, are avoiding gathering, and we don't let them to come too many people into the restaurant. So 2 more weeks is gonna be hard, but I hope Cambodia is gonna sort this problem out, because after Singapore is the second highest vaccination campaign in Cambodia. So I hope everything's gonna be fine soon.
A bar owner told us, though, that he's been struggling more with his finances. He just opened his new establishment, but we'll have to wait a few more weeks to see patrons coming in for a drink.
It's not easy, you know. We have a difficult time not just us, not just me, for everyone in the whole world, for the business like in Phnom Penh. So we hope something's gonna get better. But now another 2 weeks again and again and again. For us, it's really like not happy about this. We understanding because of COVID time, but we also really struggle because if we cannot fight about this, we cannot make our own thing. It's gonna be like more difficult, and we have to do it. This is not fair for us. We're really not happy. But what we can do.
The latest extension to the prohibition on alcohol in gatherings will expire on Thursday, 7 October. Bars and restaurants have been holding out for 8 weeks. They hope the next 14 days will be the last of prohibition on gatherings and alcohol sales. Yuri Matosco, EAC News, Basak Lane, Phnom Penh.
A Cambodian woman living in China has been rescued by local police after using TikTok to appeal to Prime Minister Hun Sen for help. The video message first surfaced on Monday. In it, she claimed to be suffering domestic violence at the hands of her Chinese husband. On Wednesday, she was taken to a place of safety by Chinese police. 25-year-old Sophia took to TikTok, saying she had been living in China for the past 4 years and had been unable to contact her family. She said her husband was treating her like a servant. She asked the Prime Minister directly to please help get her back to Cambodia. The Prime Minister was watching. He instructed the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, as well as the Cambodian Embassy, to assist. They requested intervention by Chinese police. This has been confirmed by Secretary of State in the Ministry of Interior and Permanent Vice President of the National Committee for Combating Human Trafficking, Chu Bun-eng. While Sophia has yet to arrive home, her mother has been informed that she is safe and will soon be back in the kingdom. Her husband is now under investigation by Chinese police. Sophia's case is not an isolated one. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs says over the first 6 months of this year, 231 Cambodian women have been rescued in China from husbands who had posed as marriage brokers, lied about their wealth, and used the women as servants. A truck driver has been arrested following this week's accident in Kandal that claimed the lives of 3 people. 7 other people have been hospitalized and all are in a serious condition. There was another truck accident on Wednesday in Sihanoukville, but fortunately, no one was killed.
Police are investigating claims of reckless driving. The driver of this truck allegedly collided with a motorcycle and plowed into a shop at Kandal's Prek Tamak Bridge. The driver has been identified as 23-year-old Puan Makra. He was allegedly speeding across the bridge when he lost control and collided with the motor that was carrying 4 passengers. The motor driver, his 47-year-old wife, and their 12-year-old son were killed. Their 7-year-old daughter sustained serious injuries. After hitting the motor, the truck then rammed into a fruit vendor stall, severely injuring a further 6 people. On Wednesday, 5 people were hospitalized in Sihanoukville after another accident involving a speeding truck. It collided with another vehicle and then crashed into a house in Village 2, Sankat 2. Those hospitalized are said to be in a stable condition.
Cambodians mark Constitution Day on Friday. The public holiday is held every year on the 24th of September. It was on that day back in 1993 when the historic document was signed by King Father Norodom Sihanouk. By signing the Constitution, he formally established the Kingdom of Cambodia. EAC News reporter Reo Soko has more.
After a long, dark history, Cambodia finally became a constitutional monarchy on 24 September 1993. That was the day that Prince Norodom Sihanouk signed the constitution and became King of Cambodia. Under the constitution, the king is head of state, but the elected National Assembly has legislative power. The prime minister is appointed by the king from representatives of the political party with the largest number of seats in the assembly. Just how important that it is to the Kingdom of Cambodia has been explained by the Secretary of State at the Office of the Council of Ministers, Keo Remy, who is also the president of the Cambodian Human Rights Committee.
ខ្ញុំសូមជម្រាបជូនថារដ្ឋធម្មនុញ្ញនេះមានសារៈសំខាន់ណាស់ ដែលយើងដឹងទាំងអស់គ្នាថាច្បាប់រដ្ឋធម្មនុញ្ញជាច្បាប់កម្ពុជារបស់ប្រទេសហើយដែលយើងមិននឹកស្មានថារដ្ឋធម្មនុញ្ញយើងព្រះរាជាណាចក្រកម្ពុជាដែលជាព្រះរាជាណាចក្រទី2អាចនិយាយថាទី2ដោយសារមិនដោយសារចង់និយាយថារបបរាជានិយមតាំងពីជំនាន់បកូនណាត្រូវបានផ្ដួលរំលំដោយរបបលន់នល់ក៏តែត្រឡប់មកវិញនៅក្នុងឆ្នាំ93ដែលមានអិសរាជជនយើងអាចនិយាយបានថានេះក្នុងរយៈពេលតាំងពី93មកទល់សប្តាហ៍ថ្ងៃនេះជិត30ឆ្នាំហើយអញ្ចឹងក្នុងរយៈពេលនៃអាយុកាលនៃរដ្ឋធម្មនុញ្ញរបស់យើងនេះគឺជាកម្លាំងញើសឈាមរបស់អិសរាជជនយើងនៃគ្រប់ភាគីទាំងអស់
Known as Marshal Lon Nol, he was the general who served as Prime Minister of Cambodia twice, between 1966 and 1967, and again between 1969 and 1971. He led the military coup of 1970 against Prince Norodom Sihanouk, abolished the monarchy, and established the short-lived Khmer Republic. He was the commander-in-chief of the Khmer National Armed Forces during the Cambodian Civil War. After the Khmer Rouge captured Phnom Penh, he fled to the United States. Remy has also added that after the Paris Peace Agreement in 1991 and the Constitution signed in 1993, the human rights situation in Cambodia is so much better.
យើងចាប់ផ្ដើមនិយាយពីរំដោះពី79សម្ដេចលោកបានមានប្រសាសន៍ហើយថាប្រជាជនខ្មែរយើងនៅសល់តែ5លាននាក់5លាននាក់នៅសល់ជីវិតដែលរស់នៅក្រោយពីឆ្នាំ1979រំដោះឥឡូវពី5លាននាក់ឡើងមករហូតដល់ជិត16លាននាក់ជិត16លាននាក់អញ្ចឹងមានន័យថាចំនួនប្រជាជនកើនមានន័យថាសិទ្ធិរស់រានមានជីវិតត្រូវបានធានាអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំសូមជម្រាបជូនថាស្ថានភាពសិទ្ធិមនុស្សមានលក្ខណៈល្អប្រសើរគឺទី1យើងនិយាយឲ្យច្បាស់ថាអនុលោមទៅតាមច្បាប់ផងយើងរដ្ឋធម្មនុញ្ញយើងគឺគាំពៀនៅសិទ្ធិមនុស្សដែលបានចែងគោរពនៅកតិកាសញ្ញាសិទ្ធិសញ្ញាធម្មនុញ្ញរបស់អង្គការសហជីវជាតិទាក់ទងទៅនឹងការគោរពមនុស្សសិទ្ធិមនុស្សពិការភាពសិទ្ធិស្ត្រីកុមារលក្ខណៈគឺនៅក្នុងនឹងទាំងអស់ហើយអញ្ចឹងត្រង់ថាខ្ញុំសូមជម្រាបជូនខ្លីៗគឺតាក់ទងទៅស្ថានភាពលក្ខណៈប្រសើរសម្ដេចតេជោលោកប្រកាន់នៅអ្វីដែលសំខាន់បំផុតគឺរក្សាសន្តិភាព
While Cambodia will commemorate its 28th Constitution Day on Friday, Remy has urged the country's people and its leaders to respect the Constitution, which he says has been the result of the blood and sweat sacrificed by Cambodia's forefathers. The kingdom's constitution was adopted 28 years ago, after decades of civil war and genocide. It has since provided unity and harmony among Cambodia's people, who are now enjoying their liberty after the devastating wrought by the Khmer Rouge. Rhea Soko, EAC News, Phnom Penh.
Now for a look at news making international headlines this Thursday, the 23rd of September.
At least 10 bullets hit the car of a senior aide and a longtime friend of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Wednesday outside the capital, Kiev. Police say it was an assassination attempt. 19 bullet holes could be seen on the driver's side of the car. Sergei Shefir was left unharmed, but his driver has been admitted to hospital. He says the assassination attempt was designed to intimidate the Ukrainian leadership. The president, who is in New York for the UN General Assembly, says he did not know for now who was responsible for the attack, which has shocked the country's political elite. President Zelensky came to power on a promise to take on the country's oligarchs and fight corruption. His advisor says the assassination attempt could well be a result of that campaign.
Drone footage captures the streams of lava from La Palma's Cumbre Vieja volcano approaching the village of Tuduque. Since erupting on Sunday, the volcano's lava has consumed at least 150 homes and forced thousands to flee. Technical Director of the Special Civil Protection and Emergency Response Plan for Volcanic Risk says that the lava will continue to advance, but they cannot predict if it will actually reach the sea. The lava's speed has slowed. Experts had originally predicted it would hit the Atlantic Ocean late on Monday. potentially causing explosion and sending out clouds of toxic gas.
And hours after showing his middle finger to protesters in New York, Brazil's Health Minister Marcelo Queiroga tested positive for COVID-19. He would just accompany President Jair Bolsonaro to the UN General Assembly. Video shows the Brazilian president and his health minister leaving a meeting. Protesters called their names and showed their middle fingers, with the health minister responding in kind. The video was taken just after they met with British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Brazil president is a vaccine skeptic and has defied UN rules that asked all those attending the assembly to be vaccinated. Brazil's health minister is the second member of the country's delegation in New York to test positive.
Stay with the Daily Roundup. Coming up after the break, a look at your sports news. EAC News fully supports the royal government of Cambodia's preventative and administrative measures against COVID-19. But we need you to play your part in helping bring the 20 February community transmission event to an end. Wash your hands regularly, sanitize wherever possible. Keep an eye on your body temperature. Use the Stop COVID QR code and maintain a safe social distance. But above all, please, 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 wear a mask. Only together can we beat COVID-19. EAC News' audience is growing. Our YouTube channel has over 150,000 verified subscribers. To mark the milestone, we've received the Silver Creator Award from YouTube. It's given to channels with over 100,000 subscribers. YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki says the award celebrates EAC News' hard work and incredible achievement. She says we brought a unique voice and style to the world, but have also created valuable connections and built a community along the way. The next milestone we're going for is 1 million subscribers, and we'd really like that Gold Creator Award. So if you're not already a subscriber, head to YouTube and search for EAC News. Subscribers get alerts when the Daily Roundup is premiering and live events are streaming. Get all the latest breaking news and updates from Cambodia in English. The EAC News channel on YouTube. Cambodia made clear. If it's happening and you need to know about it, you'll get it all right here. EAC News brings you updates and breaking news in English across all of our platforms and channels. The EAC News app, YouTube, Facebook, Telegram, Twitter, and our website www.eacnews.asia. Join me, Andrew Barnes-Roberts, and the rest of the EAC News team every day on your favorite channels. EAC News, Cambodia made clear. Boxers Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant came out swinging at their joint media briefing on Tuesday. It was all part of the build-up to their November the 6th bout in Las Vegas. eyeball to eyeball. Canelo Alvarez is on the left of your screen, Caleb Plant is on the right. Amid the face-off, the muttering started, and then Alvarez snapped.
Don't get paid.
Minutes before they traded punches, they traded words.
Again, I don't need you guys to believe in me. I've been doing it my whole life. So mark my words, November 6th, you will hear the words, and the new undisputed super middleweight. The only difference is right after that, you'll hear the words, and still undefeated. Mark my words. That's funny? You think that's funny? A little bit. Yeah? Well, keep laughing. Okay, because you know when you're going to find out? Real soon. And you know when you're going to find out? The same time everybody else found out. And you know when that was? You know when they found out? When it was too late. That's when they found out. And that's exactly when you're going to find out. Mark my words.
I'm just going to say something. You're not on my level. And you will see November 6th. You're not going to find out. I promise you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. See you November 6th. You know what I do, and you know what is come to with this guy November 6th. Thank you.
Both fighters have been advised to now save it for the ring. They square off at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas on the 6th of November. The winner will be the undisputed super middleweight world champion. Colombia international James Rodriguez has joined Qatar's Al Rayyan from Premier League Everton. Neither club has disclosed the length of his new contract or the transfer fee, but Everton aren't going to miss him too much.
The 30-year-old midfielder's future at Everton had looked uncertain ever since they appointed manager Rafa Benitez to replace Carlo Ancelotti. Rodriguez joined Everton from Real Madrid last September, looking to revive his career in England. But he managed just 6 goals from 26 games. He did better at Real, scoring 37 goals across 2 spells after joining them on the back of stellar performances at the 2014 World Cup, where he won the Golden Boot. But he struggled to live up to his $94 million price tag. He was then loaned out to Bayern Munich in 2017. He returned for a second spell at Real in July 2019, but found himself in the starting lineup just 5 times. Al Rayyan are 8th in the Qatar's top flight league after 2 matches this season.
The world's best cliff divers have successfully defended their titles. Rhiannon Ifland and Gary Hunt were competing in the Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series on Wednesday in Puglia, Italy. They both put on superb displays and clinched their respective championships 1 event before the end of the series. The weather didn't put in a superb display. It was getting so bad that the day's 4 rounds were condensed into 3. But they were enough. Australia's Ifland only needed a 5th place finish to take the trophy, but she dived her way to 1st, clinching her 12th straight win over 3 seasons and her 5th Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series title. Hunt also didn't hold back, nailing a difficult back 3 somersaults with 4 twists to take his 3rd consecutive win in Italy and his 9th World Series title. All right, let's take a look at how the weather's looking for tomorrow's public holiday. And finally, no one was killed in Wednesday's earthquake in Melbourne, Australia, but at least one falcon has gone viral on social media for his reaction to the quake. He was caught on a camera belonging to the Victorian Peregrine project. So there you are, a dutiful dad nesting you and your bird's eggs when the building you're nesting on starts to shake. He immediately pops off the nest to investigate, and it's his staring directly into the camera as he almost seems to ask, "What the hell was that?" that has so many people sharing this video. After a few moments, he flies off, only to fly back again a few minutes later. Satisfied that the end of the world hadn't come, he got back to the job of looking after the eggs. Birdwatchers say this is a male peregrine falcon. Males and females mate for life, and both do nest duty even during an earthquake. Thanks for watching the Daily Roundup here on the EAC News channel. More breaking news and updates from our website, head to www.eacnews.asia. You can also search for EAC News on Telegram and at your favorite app store. Constitution Day tomorrow, so the weekly roundup premiering at 8 p.m. The Daily Roundup back with you on Monday night at 8. Enjoy the holiday.